Do you know the things that children are most anxious about today? I grew up in the 1940s, 1950s. In 1961, I was out of school, high school. My anxieties? That my father would see my report card. Other than that, I can't think of any. Maybe that my parents would find out that I was skinny dipping in a creek out in the woods, or that I might be late for supper. If I was late for supper, I didn't get any. That was my punishment. I was never late for supper. That the new kid in my high school would walk past me in the hall, and as he did, without me being aware, would rear up and hit me right in the center of my chest as hard as he could. He thought that was funny. He did it to every boy who was not bigger than he. We eventually put a stop to that. That I would forget my lunch, which I did once. Today, apparently children are afraid their friendships would be out of whack, whatever that means. In school, an ever-altering environment that can be incredibly stressful. Peer pressure, insecurities over their appearance or wardrobe, about making friends and getting good grades. There's the fear of failing. This is considered the biggest fear. So we need to praise them and be careful not to let them believe their worth lies in whether or not they succeed. What parent is raising a child who believes they are worthy only if they succeed, and unworthy if they do not? I can't relate to that. My worth was never in what I accomplished or did not accomplish. I was a child. Children are growing, learning, experiencing, failing, succeeding. It's all a learning experience. Anxiety and depression? I told you, the only anxiety I had revolved around my report card. Depression? I never even heard that word. Today, apparently small children are getting depressed, or parents fear they may. They're prone to be anxious or depressed simply because these words are being used, apparently often. Mom, you're influencing your children simply by the way you live your life. Get a grip. Dad, pay attention. You're not raising children. You're imprinting upon them, even especially in your disconnect. Talk to them. Ask them questions. Let them know everything's okay. Even if they're failing algebra, it's okay. We'll work on that. Did you know not every child can handle abstract math? That's what algebra is. How about that? Algebra and geometry are not everyday tools for life. Family dynamics, divorce, blended families. We never heard of such things. Why are you doing this to your children? Parents thinking about divorce, never mind actually getting one. You don't like each other? Tough. Wait until your children are gone if you want to tear a family apart. They'll be able to handle it better then. What's wrong with you? Can't you get along? Getting and maintaining new responsibilities. This one's really stupid. Why are children anxious about that? It's what childhood's about. Well, that's right. It's about how parents handle all this that impacts and influences those little children. The article in question stresses how parents are to respond, not the children, which changes the whole theme of the list. Again, child rearing 101. Children want to prove they are capable, responsible, trustworthy. They don't always get it right. You didn't know that? Remove the pressure. The kids will do fine. They won't get everything right. They might not even get it the 12th time around, but they'll get it. They'll learn. But they need more than this skill is to develop responsibility. If a child is responsible, life will be so much more valuable. And then there's the social media and technology. Why would you give a 5-year-old their own device? Or a 12-year-old for that matter. They don't need it. They only play with it. And in playing with it, it exposes them to a world they're not ready to receive. A world they're not exposed to in everyday life. Now this is under the heading of anxiety. Expose your 5 or 10-year-old to the world of the internet, or whatever they're calling it today, and see how much anxiety is produced in that little heart. The world is wicked. And when it's not wicked, it's complex and confusing. No? What's more confusing than to see a grown man in a skirt and lipstick? Then there's the order of things. Women dressing, acting like men. Men not accepting responsibilities because he has a wife, a girlfriend who's better at it, or just more dominant. There's not enough time to discuss all the confusion that this new order brings. The future and change, there's not near enough time to pursue all that that topic implies. Children thrive on stability and routine. That things are going to be the same every day. Same parents, same house, same school, same time to get up, same time to go to bed. They need that. The world doesn't offer any of it. And the whole thing's getting worse. What we don't understand is what they tend to fear. Fear is not good for children. Fear can take over emotionally, can even express itself in physical issues. Children need to know what tomorrow is going to be, what this afternoon is going to be, what next week is going to be. We teach our children that they can go to the Lord with their anxieties and their fears and so forth. We maintain balance and peace in the home so the children can feel secure and know what comes next. The world doesn't do that. Why would you expose young children to things they aren't ready to handle? And things that cannot help them grow? But this is our world today, isn't it? God help us.